Okay, guys, you're very welcome to this talk. My name is Emmet. If I'm the Manager of Education and Outreach with SPUC. If you've seen the Lego movie, you get it. You know, everything is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song!
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when we're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream.
I know. The reason I like the movie is because the guy's name's Emmet. He saves the universe, and it's great, you know. But also the girl in it, her name is Lucy, and that just happens to be my wife's name. So it's like our love story put into the Lego brick, you know. Funny wee quink-a-dink, but it helps everyone to remember our names. So, I love going into schools, giving inputs, and you know, it's just great. And the reception is so good from pupils and teachers alike. But yes, a lot of excited guys there with the babies, loving babies. There you go. And so, guys, but the big thing I want to talk to you about is, so this talk is one of 11 talks in this Love and Responsibility set I have. There's over there, Jasmine, she has these booklets if you want to take one. Give them to a teacher, give them to whoever. You got a youth group, I'll come. You got a university group, I'll come. So we have all these different types of talks: reproductive relationships, sexual health, mind and body, abortion, new life, embryology, human trafficking. A lot of that going on in the UK at the moment, and all over the world. So anyway, there's loads of talks in there, something for everyone. So yeah, but this is the prenatal development talk, and one of my favorite parts is you guys. So when did you become the amazing human you are today? When did you start? Conception. Any other answers? So conception, good answer. Anything else?
26 years.
What happened 26 years ago? You were born. Where were you the day before you were born? In a cool place? Well, actually, it's very warm. It was so cozy in there, you know. I could write a book on the answers I get to this question. Like, not so much at these conferences, but like in schools, some guys would say to me, you know, when I got skin, you know, that's when he became human, when he got skin, you know, and they're very into the skin. And then another guy said to me, you know, well, when I started making decisions for myself, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. You know, when did you make your first decision for yourself? He goes, well, when I was 6 years of age, I think I picked my old school bag. And I said, oh, when you were 6, okay. So what were you before then? You had 5 other birthdays. You happy birthday to it, you know. You know. So like, this is interesting, all these different answers. But if you actually Google it, it comes up on Google that it says 96% of biologists, so biologists from 1,058 academic institutions around the world assessed surveyed items on when a human's life begins, and overall 96% affirmed the fertilization view. So it's kind of fairly straightforward, but if you go into schools, you hear many different answers. Oh, it's so nobody wants to think about mum and dad, right? Let's just take that image of mum and dad and put it over there in the car park. See you later, mum and dad. Okay, let's not dwell on it. It might ruin our weekend. Okay, so let's look at this. People say conception. We just kind of throw it out there, but guys, look how amazing it is. Watch this, right? At the moment of conception, what we have here is 1 of 8 million eggs. So girls, look, this is you at 20 weeks. So at 20 weeks, okay, you have 8 million eggs in your system. And they will remain dormant until you reach puberty, and then you start ovulating once a month, and then you release 1,000 to 2,000 eggs in your whole lifetime, depending on the girl and her circumstance. That's amazing. So we could have been any one of those 8 million eggs inside our mum. Now, manly men, we release on average 400 million male sperm cells during sex. Okay, that's on average. You could be a super guy or not so super. So we could have been any one of these 8 million eggs, okay, right? Keep the guy's ego up there, you know. Or we could have been any one of these 400 million male sperm cells. So what we've got to do here is multiply 8 million by 400 million. Now, who here is good at maths, right? So what is 8 million multiplied 400 million? Hazard a guess. You got the first 2 digits right. It's a bit higher.
320,000 billion.
Oh, we're getting closer, 3,200 trillion. So the chance of you being here, you obviously in Netflix and movies, a guy saying to a girl, you're 1 in a million. Don't sell yourself short, girls. You are not 1 in a million, you are 1 in 3,200 trillion. So the second that sperm and egg fuse together, boom, we have your first profile picture if there was Instagram in the womb. Feeling frumpy today, you know. Does my cell look big in this? You know. Anyway, you know, like it's crazy. And you know what's really mad? I only heard this when I was 25, and actually my wife gave me this talk, which was I was in the audience. It wasn't just one-to-one. It wasn't a date, you know. Tonight we're going to learn about fertilization. Okay. Anyway, so here at this moment we have your complete your DNA, your complete genetic makeup. If I have your DNA, what do I know? If you're a boy or girl, yes. What else? Yeah. What else? Hi. Oh, very good. You're the first. What's your name? You're the first person to say that, because actually, if we had the correct, the correct technology in a lab looking at this tiny human embryo, what we could say is here, what we're looking at here is a blonde female of Scandinavian descent who will reach an average height of 5'11" and has blue eyes. Imagine that, it can even give you an average height. There are guys in California, you can look this up on Google, they say they can predict embryonic intelligence. They can do an embryonic intelligence test. Now, I'm a bit suspect about that. Like, I think, is that a PCR test? You know, oh, here, give me your embryo. Oh, it's positive. Here, that'll be $50,000. So anyway, but it's all there. Now, it's all decided at the moment whether you're going to be left-handed, right-handed. Isn't that crazy? It's all there. It's absolutely amazing. Like, guys, I have all these quotes. Again, we could be here all week. I could bore you to death. All these doctors and professors saying life is present from the moment of conception. Human development is a continuous process that begins when the ovum from the female is fertilized by the sperm from the male. I don't want to bore you to death. You're just in time, guys, because I'm going to show you the moment when life began. Now watch this. Look what happens. Here we have 9 female egg cells on a platter. Come on, egg cells. There you go. Now, when the sperm and egg fuse together, there's a bright flashlight. Boom. See that? So when the sperm and egg fuse together, there's a beautiful bright flash of light. And that's when you became you. So at the moment of your conception, in the secret recesses of your mother, in her left or right fallopian tube, this is my uterus. It's very good to have one of these when you're giving these talks. Very useful. Actually, I have 2 of them. Here's my other one. So you can pass around. Again, this is good because, you see, us guys, our sexual organs are exterior. We can see what's going on. But girls, your sexual organs are interior, so you don't really know what's going on there. So this is the average size of a girl's uterus, so you can pass it around and have a wee look, you know. So what happens then is, so this bright flash of light happens in the left or right fallopian tube, and then you send a message to your mum, her body. Like, it's not like Snapchat, you know, your preggers, see you in 9 months, you know, LOL, kiss, 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 you know. No, but she might not know she's pregnant for another 10 weeks, but her body knows it's pregnant, and then it changes the structure of the fallopian tubes and allowing her to move down in essence into the womb, as you saw in Dr. Miriam's presentation. Like, you know, that process of 15 days and you move down, it's amazing. Like, guys, the chance of us being here is astronomical. Like 1 in 3,200 trillion. So you can pass that around as well. There, I'll here give you this as well. There you go. You know what this looks like. There you go. Excellent. Now watch this. Some new information for you. Now, I used to always say it was the strongest and fastest sperm that gets to the egg. Yes, the strongest and fastest sperm does get to the egg, but then the egg chooses what sperm to allow in. There's a chemical reaction there. It's called attraction, or you can Google it. It's really interesting. But it's attraction. It's something attraction. It's something like that anyway, but it's really interesting. So of all these sperm, it then just allows access to this one. So you're not here just by chance, guys. From the very first moment you were conceived, you were chosen. Like, I already just heard this there like 2 months ago. And it's that the more we look into this, the start of the beginning of life, it just affirms everything we believe, and it affirms like how good life is and how sacred it is. Anyway, so hands up here, who likes human rights? Who likes human rights? Hands up, you like human rights, okay? I was in a school the other day, and there was a girl, she didn't have her hand up. I said, why is your hand not up? Why do you not like human rights? And she goes, well, I'm more for cats, she says. Yeah, cat lives matter, whiskers for all, But anyway, so you might like cats, you might like puppies, but us humans, we're unique. We've got our mind, heart, body, soul, like we're just distinct. So if I said to you, what about this human's rights? What would people normally say to me, or people you might meet in day to day? If you said, what about this human's rights? What would be the most common reaction I'd get? What is that? Clump of cells, yeah. And as people say, like, clump of cells, and I strike, it's like, like right now I'm a big clump of cells. There you go. That's a small clump of cells. Like we are just cellular beings, but I have a soul. Inherent dignity. But so I would get many answers to this. A few guys said to me, is that the moon? I don't know what he was smoking, but so the moon doesn't look like that from my window. But anyway, like, what is this? So to answer the question, what is this? We ask one more important question: what is its mother and father? Is its mother and father human? Because a human guy and a human girl, when they get together, jiggy jiggy, they don't make a cat. Meow. You never hear a guy on a Saturday night saying to a girl, okay, could we make a hamster? I really want a hamster. Could we try really hard to make a hamster? Or I want a gerbil. I love gerbils. So 2 humans make a human. 2 cats make a kitten. 2 dogs make a puppy. 2 horses make a foal. Well done. You're so smart. Because I always see people say pony. Like, pony's massive. Anyway, so, and what is this? A dolphin what? A dolphin. Well done. Top of the class. There you go. A dolphin fetus. Now, if I had to hear some talk like this when I was 15, 16, I would have been the one saying, it's only fetus, it's only fetus, it's only fetus. And saying this to my RE teacher. But the thing is, when I was saying it's only a fetus, I was actually incorrect. Because a fetus doesn't tell you what something is, it only tells you how old something is. Because many species have fetuses. Cats have fetuses, dogs have fetuses, dolphins have fetuses, elephants have fetuses. Little baby Dumbo there, cute, isn't it? So it is the beauty of it. And then we also then have a human fetus, a human at the fetal stage, at the fetal age. And this I often say, like, I'm very pro-equality in my outlook. I don't discriminate against anyone because of their colour, because that would make me a racist. I don't discriminate against anyone because of their disability, because that would be just wrong. I don't discriminate anyone because of their sex, because that would make me a sexist. And now I also don't discriminate against any humans, where they are, whether they're born or unborn. So I have here, Emmet, human embryo, human fetus. What do you call a baby that's just born? A newborn. What do you call a 2-year-old? A toddler. What do you call a 13-year-old? A teenager. What do we call a 21-year-old who can't get a job? Welcome, an adult. Welcome to unemployment, a problem. Get out of my house. Stop living here. Anyway, so like all these different names, the same human, but just at a different stage, a different age. So I'm I would say, pro-equality. So again, okay, so now here's a little quiz for you guys. Let's see how smart our audience is today. So here we have from week 0, the moment of that bright flash of light, 1 in 3,200 trillion. And then to week 40, when you pop out and say, hi, Mom, So at what stage, what week can you first hear your mother? Can you respond to sounds, the music that your mother is listening to? So at what week can you first hear? Shout it out. 10, higher, lower than 10, higher, lower than 10? Higher, 13, higher, lower than 13, higher, lower than 13? 15, higher, lower than 15? 7, higher, lower than 7? Okay, the answer is 16 weeks. Ooh, there you go. So you can join in with the music, There's actually, I remember there's a song my mum used to listen to when she was pregnant with me. It was that ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Listen to a story of love. No, see, this is the thing. The freaky thing happened. My sister used to do this. She goes, watch this, Emma. And she started a song, and I'd finish it. And I'd like, where is it? Because it wasn't in the charts at the time. It was in the charts when I was in the, way back, when I was small. And it's one of my, like, you know, say, is it early memory? But it's just something that it just tweaks. Any other song you hear, it's just something different. And anyway, it's funny. So 16 weeks you can hear. So when do you have fingerprints?
10.
Higher, lower than 10, higher, lower than 10. 12, higher, lower than 8, higher, lower than 8. And the answer is 8. 8 weeks, there you go. Yes, so you look at your fingers, we'll have a look at that in a second. 8 weeks, your fingerprints have been there since 8 weeks. Now, when did your brain start working? Probably still listened after lunch. So, when did your brain waves first start? 6, higher, lower than 6, higher, lower than 6. 10, higher, lower than 10. 5, higher, lower than 5, higher, lower, higher, lower. Anyone else? And the answer is 6 weeks. Very good. There you go. Excellent, excellent. Now, also, wondering, your heart is pounding away in your chest. Boom, 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 boom. There, feel up your hand in your chest there now. Feel your heart. Yes, there you go. It just gets, your heart pounds faster when you're in Emmet's workshop. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so okay. So when does your heart start beating?
3.
Higher, lower than 3. Higher, lower than 3. 4. Higher, lower than 4. 4. 5. Okay, let's have a look. And the answer is 3 weeks. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, the Oxford University have done a study. 18 days after conception, a bright flash of light, the cells that form the human heart start to beat. So, like that's yeah, so it's always 18 to 21 days there. So interesting. And last one I'll ask you. I won't answer straight away. We'll come to it. So when are you viable? So what stage can you survive outside mama? 20 weeks. Higher, lower than 20. Higher, lower than 20. 24. Higher, lower than 24. 18, 21. Okay, we'll come back to that. There you go. I love this. See, you get this competition going. It's great, you know. So come back to that. Oh yeah, sorry. Now, okay. So we'll talk about Harpy, but now, guys, if not prepared you for the day when you first hear your own child's heartbeat. Like you've seen whatever, one born every minute. You've seen these programs, but by golly, when you first hear your child's heartbeat, like just have a wee listen here. At 6 weeks, how small that little human is. See? That's mad. Like, guys, but by golly, the day you first hear your own child's heartbeat, whoa, it's powerful. So here we have also, I mentioned about, like, someone asked me a question about twins, identical twins, because like that bright flash of light that happens, but then how do twins, like, you know, when do they separate? Identical twins, same cell that splits. Fraternal twins, they are 2 different cells fertilized by 2 different sperm. But here, so like the split can happen. So roughly 2/3 of identical twins from 4 and 8 days after conception, after that bright flash of light. Identical twins that likely split from days 9 to 13 after conception. These twins share one amniotic sac, one crone and one placenta. Only 1-2% of all twins split this late in development. So yeah, like it's just really interesting, you know, that bright flash of light. Actually, there was 2 souls there at that time. So it's really interesting. Identical twins. Any twins in the room? No twins? No. Okay. No. All right. Okay. So now 4 weeks, guys. You didn't always look like a cute little baby. At 4 weeks, you kind of look like some of Stranger Things. You know, heart beating, nervous system, circulatory system, respiratory system, eyes and ears, kidney, livers, all that stuff. 7 weeks, got a big, massive head. Some of you guys might be thinking your head is a bit big for your body. Well, you might be, because your head and your body only become fully proportioned when you are a full-grown adult, 20 or 21 years of age. So you often see, you've ever seen the primary school kids like running around, they see this big head attached to a Thomas Tank Engine school bag, you know, just a massive head running around everywhere, you know. So that's the way your head and your body have become fully proportioned. 8 weeks, guys, not a new habit. Like 8 weeks, everything is there. You just need time to grow. And this is what I'm going to show you this now. I got these really cool, I was at the March for Life in Washington, D.C., and I got these really cool fetal models. And you have 7, 8, 9, and 10 weeks. So you can pass those around there. Really, it's amazing how quickly you're growing. Half an inch long. It's crazy. Now, guys, which one are you? Hands up, loops, whirl and arch. Have a look there. Hands up, any loops in the room? Any loops? Loop the loop. Any loops? Okay, have a good look there. Look at your thumb. Who's a loop? Any, must be more loops than that. Yeah. There you go. A good few loops. Any whirls? Any whirls in the room? Yeah. Any arches? Ooh, a lot of arches. That's interesting. Because look at this. 60 to 65% of the human population are loops, 30-35% are whirls, and 5% are arches. But get this, guys. Another 5% of you will have maybe an arch in this hand, and you could have a loop on this hand. You could have two of the three. So 5% of the human population have two of the three, but you're always one or the other of these three, but just a small percentage are two of the three. So on a personal note, this is my wife, my best friend. I can't imagine my wife without her. She best friend. All things, guys. I love coming to these conferences and seeing these faces all bright-eyed and a whole future ahead of you. Fears, maybe where you're going to go, university, all these different things. Work. But guys, it's a bright future ahead of you. But you can have all money, all success, travel all over the world. But if you don't find authentic love, all is for naught. Isn't it? Like, it's just, you want to share the world, but in whatever way you might in your vocation to find authentic love, that's what you're looking for, and not pizza love. Pizza love is get that anywhere, in any place. It's readily available, disposable, whatever. And you're not disposable. Authentic love it just goes deeper and deeper, and carries on and survives a lot. So anyway, we were head over heels in love, married. This is my family, the good-looking people. Her family, not so good-looking. And we were, next thing, we're 4.5 years, 5 years married. Next thing, where's the baby? We weren't doing anything to stop a baby, So we're like, where's the baby? So we had to have a wee investigation, because we knew something's not right here. So anyway, we had this wee investigation. I'm going to move on there now. And so we're using the Crichton method of natural family planning, and this is really, really good. So what you would have here is, this is the natural cycle of a girl. Every girl's cycle is different. Every month can be different. But this is like what a healthy cycle should look like. There should be red days, and then there's these guys. If you don't know what a red day is, you can ask the girls after the workshop. It'll be an interesting conversation. And then you have these green days, represent days when guys and girls can have sex and no new life can happen, because there's no egg to be fertilized. She hasn't ovulated, and also there's no fertile cervical mucus to keep the sperm alive inside the woman. But here, look what we have. This is now a baby day. There's fertile mucus present. So if a guy and girl have sex on this day, which is, say, Tuesday, then the sperm will stay alive Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. When she ovulates, boom, we can have that bright flash of light, that moment of conception, 1 in 3,200 trillion, and then in 9 months you have to give your love a name. So we were using this to try and get pregnant. But as we were charting, we then went to our NAPRO doctor, and he looked at the chart, and then we found out my wife had endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, a fibroid, and a polyp. So girls, if you have any one of those issues, you might never be able to have kids. There's serious fertility issues. My wife had all 4 of them. So we were kind of like, and the doctor's face when he was telling us this is kind of like, you might not be able to have kids. And he never wanted to hear that. You don't never imagine this ever happening. But actually, my wife and I had discussed this when we were dating. Like the things we used to talk about. The other people in the restaurant were like, "What is going on over there?" Like some of the questions was like, so if we do get married and we find out for whatever reason we can't have kids, what will we do? And and we were very clear we would definitely go down the adoption route, and then because IVF was never even a possibility for us, because we knew the ins and outs of that. Also, we talked about how would we discipline our future imaginary children, as if we knew. When you don't have kids, you think you know, but then you don't have a clue. It's just all so different. So anyway, so we were using this to try and get pregnant, and we didn't give up hope, even though there wasn't much hope there. But thanks to natural family planning, and thank you, St. Joseph, we did actually conceive. This is Dominic with his big head and his little butt at 12 weeks. And then there is Dominic when he was born. He looks like baby Jesus, also looks like Homer Simpson, a wee stoner baby. There you go. What's he smoking? Okay, there. What's that? And there you go. And he's a great little boy. And he's getting so big now, I can't believe next month he's going to be 10. It's It's crazy. Time goes by so fast, guys. We think we have so much, we don't. It's crazy. Then there's my daughter Maria. She's so funny. She's great, and she's already an activist, as you can see. And then there's Noel as well. So Noel with his big head and his little butt. So there's 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed in my house, and we're so thankful for them. Like, life is so good, and also like we go on great adventures. So this is always at CBeebies Land. So like, and these guys really love their job. I love to see people enthusiastic about their work, but as you can look at this, we have great adventures, and like, life is good. And I often think, people say, like, I often think, why do I go into schools? I get to go invite into so many schools, and like, I'm a man. Like, people say, like, why are you talking about pregnancy and all that stuff? But then it kind of dawns me, I could be the only guy that in these young people's lives actually talks positively about pregnancy, talks positively about marriage, talks positively about babies, and is happy, like to have babies and all of that. So, but also, like, guys, life isn't a bed of roses, we have an empty seat here because we also had little baby Daniel that was miscarried in November 2019 or 2017, and so we didn't get a scan picture of him, we get to hold him or like that. But like, it's just like, and one of these things, miscarriage, something you don't imagine will ever happen, like infertility. But like, with authentic love, guys, you can overcome anything and meet these challenges in life and just keep going forward. And that's what it's about. So, but like, for me as well, like, I have great consolation. I know I have one little kid in heaven, Daniel, and I just have to worry about getting the rest of us there, and also myself especially. That's a big problem. And so again, when I share that story sometimes in churches, and that I have people come up to me, women who had miscarriages like 20, 30 years ago, and they never named the baby. And all of a sudden, there in front of me, actually, they said, "I decided to give him a name," and a great healing happens. That it's just one of these things that, it's hard to explain. But when you work in this work, you get to see a lot of really nice things, and people getting healed even on a spot, and helping people in many ways. So back to you guys. So 20 weeks is it. You're just getting bigger. It's not new. And then viability. So this is baby Frida in Germany at 21 weeks. So baby Frida, what is this on her wrist? Is it a Beyonce bangle? No. Taylor Swift bangle? No. What is it? It's a. Yes, girls. Any girls got little rings in your finger? How small that baby is. Her whole arm can fit inside that ring. That's crazy, isn't it? So that's baby Frida, but many babies have been born at 21 weeks. And also we had here baby Micah was born at 20 weeks gestation over in America. And see this, look, your eyes actually don't open until 23 weeks. And this is the technology we have now, guys, that we can keep these young babies alive so early. It's just, it's amazing. And little miracles. Now, I was in this very posh school. This school was super posh. And they had an embryologist, and we were in a debate. The embryologist said to me, "You're only a human being when you're born into being." I said, "Oh, is that how you're born? Is it? Is it simple as that?" Talk to my wife about that. 44 hours of labor, an emergency C-section. Oh my goodness! I know I was exhausted. Get a smack off my wife, But it's crazy. So I said to the embryologist, "Okay, so you're only human when you're born. Well, okay, this is baby Lindley. Baby Lindley was born twice. I think she's in Norwich. So here she is, 23 weeks. She had a tumor growing on her butt. And it's a rare condition, but it can happen. That tumor was causing her heart to fail. It was putting terrible pressure on her heart. And the tumor was getting bigger. So she was dying. But the surgeons didn't give up hope. The baby was born via C-section. Anyone here born via C-section? Yeah? So she was born via C-section, incision below the woman's belly button. And the baby was born. They removed the tumor, fixed the baby's butt, and put her back inside the brave mama till the 37th week, and she was born again. So baby Lindley officially, legally, has 2 birth certs. She was born in January, and she was born again in April. Is that crazy? So I said to the embryologist, was baby Lindley a human the first time she was born, or the second time she was born? I was like, "Where's the baby? There's the baby. Where's the baby? There's the baby." She couldn't answer. She just looked at me, giving daggers, and all the pupils were laughing. But it was just, that's it. I said, because baby Lindley, of course, she was human the first time she was born. She was a human the second time she was born. She was a human from the moment she was conceived, because she has a human mother and a human father. She was never going to be a orangutan or a gerbil, So it's crazy. So then also 24 weeks, guys, not new. You're just getting bigger, you know. And then as we're just moving up here a bit, so this is my little friend Stephen. Stephen has Down syndrome. Yeah, oh, beautiful babies. Because again, I went through like say prenatal development, but like, sometimes different babies don't develop it in the same way. They might have life-limiting conditions and that. And this guy, and also you have like different things can happen. Like even like so like cleft palate. Hands up, do you know anyone who has a cleft palate? Yeah. Okay, so a cleft palate, a gap between the mouth and the nose. A bit of surgery can be left with an incision, a little mark above the lip. Actually, now we can get surgery that leaves less of a mark, if any. And then you have a little baby with Down syndrome as well. And hands up to you, anyone who has Down syndrome? Anyone know anyone who has Down syndrome? Now, it's crazy. A lot of schools, some schools I go into now, when I ask this question, very few hands go up, and we know why that is. And it's very, very sad. Again, we talk about human rights. So human embryo, human fetus, and again, some babies with different conditions might not develop, the normal way. And I often think who's normal? Am I normal? I don't. If you ask my wife, I don't think she would say I am. That's why she loves me. Anyway, so here we go. This is Professor John Wyatt. He's a very good top paediatrician in the UK, very experienced. Now, Professor Wyatt says often he deals with with sick babies, preborn babies, and he every week he has to give parents upsetting news saying that there's an issue with the baby, and that but he says one thing he always says, no matter what the issue is, whether it's Edwards syndrome or whatever it is, the parents who go through with the pregnancy and have their baby, hold the baby, name the baby, kiss the baby, and sometimes say goodbye to the baby, is so much more healthier and natural. They get to have a little funeral with all the family and support, and it's so much better and healthier. But also when it comes to like doctors and we talk about being empowered. Well, let's have a listen to my next speaker here.
I was born, the doctors told my parents that I would be dead within the first 24 hours of my life. 35 years later, all those doctors are dead. And I am the only doctor that remains. Never believe a prediction that doesn't empower you.
There you go. Like again, as Dr. Maria said earlier, who are we to judge? We're not to judge. And who are these doctors? And who's anyone to judge what quality this particular human, unique and other people human, is going to have? What type of quality life they're going to have? So he is a doctor. He's got more followers on TikTok than I do, a lot more. So again, it's brilliant. Like again, use the stories. There's so many beautiful stories because humanity, we're such a beautiful, a big variety of a family. So as we just click on here a little bit. Oh, click. 1 second. Oh yeah. So I love this. This is again the technology we have. This is an MRI scan of a little human at 21 weeks. So and you can see. What do you think? Is it a boy or a girl? What do you think? Here comes, come on there, little baby. Oh, come back here, he's a bit shy today. Hey, there we go. So what do you think, a boy or a girl? Let me see. It's mad, you can see the brain and everything there. It's definitely a boy because he's so active. Boys are so, kick the poor mama a lot. Yeah, he's definitely a boy. So now, when you go home from this conference, you can ask your mum, were you a sleepy baby or were you an active baby? Did you go gaga when she had a curry or if she ate some ice cream? All these different things. It's amazing. These stories matter, and it's beautiful when a mother shares this with her children. Now, look at all our famous people up here. What have all these famous people got in common, apart from they're famous and they're human? No. Well, and so will all of you. So, sorry to break that news to you. It's a bit of a downer on your weekend. No, they were all adopted. And I often ask people, it's like, so if it came to adoption, like, you know, would you know what's the story in your area, in your county, or, you know, what adoption services are available, like, you know, how much it is to adopt or to place a child with a loving adoptive family? Like, you know, these are questions like, do we actually know, you know? And there, so like, this other thing is we have, like, life isn't bed of roses, and if you're at this conference, you know, talking about this stuff, it can be challenging. But anything that I've shared with you just now, if you share that with someone at the right time, in the right way, with love, and just, you know, just like a generous heart, it's amazing what can happen. I was over in Africa. I got to go over to Kenya for a second time, and I was training up teachers, and it was brilliant. These teachers, they're on their summer holidays, and you think, well, like, where did your teachers go in their summer holidays? Like, my teachers went to, like, the Maldives, and, you know, and Disneyland, and you know all these places, New York or wherever, but Tenerife, or, you know, but. These teachers were working, if they weren't coming to my conference, they were going to be working in a pineapple farm. Like, I couldn't even imagine my own teachers working in a pineapple farm, you know. But anyway, so I said, come on, you know, you come to my conference, I'll give you a wage for the day, and give you all free resources and all the rest. And they looked at me as like, who's this big NGO guy, another big NGO coming in. And next thing, but their faces when they first saw me, and then by the end of the conference, like, they were up around hugging me, and it was just a total different. I was like a member of their family now, because they said, like, it was just so good. And then one of the teachers, she's also a pastor, she sent me this message 2 weeks later. She says, "This is my daughter who took you to the airport. We rescued this baby from a youth who was about 15 years old and had given birth on her way, intending to abandon the baby. We intend to name him Emmet, if you allow, because this is a seed you planted. Kindly give us permission, as colour naming of children is phenomenal and purposeful, and the baby will grow up in a children's centre which we run. Stay safe and God bless." Anyway, so, like, I was a bit kind of like, my first reaction was kind of like, oh no, I said, all right, how am I going to tell my wife, you know, there's a boy now in Kenya called Emmet, you know. Anyway, but it was 2 weeks after I came back, so my wife knows a lot about prenatal development, so she wasn't doing anything I shouldn't have been doing. And as you can see, there is no resemblance. Lucky for the baby, eh? Anyway, so, but in about 20 years, if there's a young guy running in the Olympics for Kenya for a gold medal, I'll be shouting, come on Emmet, you know. I'm sure there's only one Emmet in Kenya at the moment. Anyway, so, well, guys, all I'll say is, like, look, with this information, it's so good. And once you share that with someone, and don't be afraid to share it, have courage to share it. It could, like, so there you go, Emmet, hopefully he'll grow up and fall in love. He'll have his own kids, he'll have grandkids. Like, it's generations we're talking about. So it's amazing, the gifts of life. So again, I just encourage you in where you're at, you know, find your way. How can you get involved to help out, to spread this good message and to be positive about pregnancy and all of that. And again, because if you can hear what's going on from 16 weeks, so we want a nice environment for mama. So we have, like, good, say, empowering networks like Alma Mater, crisis pregnancy centres, so emotional help and counselling, housing, free baby supplies, take away the financial upskilling sessions and training for new parents. So you guys should know, after this weekend, know what is the crisis pregnancy centre in your neck of the woods, in your county. Like, just so, have this knowledge is so important. So get this, and then you're empowered to go ahead and do it. And I guess I'm thinking, like, so, like, you know, I often think we get to heaven, because I like all the talks. My wife used to give talks, so I met her. She was giving a talk. I was put with her for the day. It was brilliant. But all the people, maybe, like, I don't know how many Emmets are out there, or, like, even with you guys, who have you helped, and people have decided to keep their baby and all that stuff. We don't know. We only know when we get to heaven, you know. And I prefer it that way, because you won't remain humble, you know. So, and encourage you on your journey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you these Genesis booklets. You can pass them out there, brother, and pass them and have a look. These are fantastic. They're from my friends in Poland, our partners, Tiny Feet Foundation in Poland, and they are excellent. It's a new resource, augmented reality. So it's really good to have this. It's another tool to use. You know, again, science is on our side, guys. The new technology is on our side. You know, God's on our side. Guys, we got a lot going for us in this big push here.